Ground control to Major Tom. Ground control to Major Tom. Oh. What are you doing here? I'm just playing my song about space. Because today we're gonna talk about space. Outer space. Not this type of space, but outer space and space missions. Yeah, now before we talk anything about how to get into outer space, let's just make sure that we have all the materials that we need for today's experiment, which are the things that you find inside of this bag. In the bag, there are some stickers of planets. There's a giant foam looking thing, a piece of tape, and a string, and a few other things. But that is a bag that we need to grab for our experiment today. And also in the envelope, the white envelope that everything came in, also please grab this piece of paper, which has some wings, and then also the other piece of paper that has the names of the planets as well. Okay, and a pair of scissors. Now these pair of scissors were not included. Make sure you grab some from somewhere at your home. But in any case, those are all the things that we need for our space flight to go into outer space. So you know what I'm gonna do right now? I'm gonna get ready to go into outer space. I'm gonna jump. Here we go. You guys ready? Okay, here we go, ready? Get set. What? 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 Man, I didn't get to go into outer space. Why is it that, do you guys know why? Why can't I go into outer space?
Because of gravity.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. Yeah, we're sure there's the force of gravity always pulling us down. Yep. Just like how you said, gravity is actually a force that pulls everything towards the Earth because that's the closest source of gravity for us, right? And so in order for us to go into outer space, we need something that can go fast enough to beat that gravity. Okay, now we can't use a car because a car can't beat the gravity. Even planes can't really beat that gravity. Okay, so that's why we need something like this guy. A space shuttle. Okay, now in order for the space shuttle to beat gravity, they need to go really fast. Okay, they need to go about as fast as 25,000 miles an hour. That's pretty fast. It's basically about 7 miles in 1 second.
That's really fast.
Yeah. I can't even run that fast. Maybe on Tuesdays, but no, I'm just kidding. I can't go that fast, right? And most things cannot go that fast. Not even most airplanes can't go that fast, but a space shuttle can. Okay, so here's a space shuttle that special scientists use in order to go into outer space, and they've been using this for about 30 years, and there are different parts to the space shuttle. Of course, this itself is a space shuttle, but there are other parts to it that help it to go into outer space. Okay, so the space shuttle is kind of like, you know, piggybacking off of these guys. So what are these guys? The giant orange thing, it's called the fuel tank. Do you know what's inside of the fuel tank? Fuel. Yeah. And these white parts here, these are called solid rocket boosters. Yeah, so these are the boosters coming out of there. It helps it to thrust forward into outer space. Okay, and these are attached right onto the fuel tank, which fuels these rocket boosters, and the space shuttle just, piggybacking right off of it. That's why it's attached. And once it runs out of the fuel for the solid rocket boosters, then it detaches. Okay, it detaches, and it just keeps on going up to outer space until they go to their location, usually the place called the ISS, in other words known as International Space Station. And then after they're done, they come back down to the planet Earth and nice and safe. If you take a look at it, it kind of looks like a plane, right? And guess how it lands? It doesn't land like this. Oh, that would be terrible. It lands just like a plane back down to the planet Earth. Okay, so again, what they do is they have all of these together, and actually they were using this same space shuttle over and over again for about 30 years. And so this space shuttle would be right on top of what we call a launch pad, and there's a huge team of people that help out to make sure that everything's right, check the weather, check the fuel, check everything to make sure everything's safe as well. And then they will count down. They will count down T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off! Sorry. They'll blast off straight into outer space, just like that, okay? And then, of course, like how I said, right, they detach after it runs out of fuel, and the space shuttle just keeps on going straight up into outer space, safely carrying our astronauts into outer space. Okay, so that being said, let's make ourselves our very own space shuttle, okay? So the way that we're going to be doing this is go ahead and go into your bag and grab these few things, okay? So we will be needing this little foam body piece. It has a little mouth, okay? And then also there is a little tiny brass fastener. We also need that, and we also need the piece of paper that has the wings, and grab yourself your pair of scissors. And that's it. Okay, so first thing I like to do is I like to go ahead and go to the very tip of the shuttle and kind of close the lips together, close them together, and just go ahead and use the brass fastener to kind of pin them together. So hold it together, push it through, and once you push it through, just be careful not to poke yourself on the other side, but once you push it through, then you want to open up the brass fastener, okay? So if you pull one of them, it's going to move to one side, and then if you pull the other one, it's going to open to the other side, and it closes it up nice and closed, just like our space shuttle, right? The nose is curved inward like this. Same thing with this. It's not going into outer space. It's nice and closed. The lips are closed, right? But after that, then we want to put the wings on the back of our shuttle. So how do we do that? That's where this comes in. These are our wings, and we just want to go ahead and use your scissors to cut all around the edges of all of these. I just cut it straight at the edge of both. Now, you'll notice at both of these pieces of paper, there is a line right in the middle, and right under it, it says fold here. So guess what we're gonna do? You're gonna fold it there, of course. So we're gonna fold it right there, and now what I'm doing here is I'm folding inward on the side that has the images and the letters. I'm folding on this side, not on the other side, okay? So I'm folding it this way, just like as you see, okay? And then we're gonna do the same thing, right? You just wanna fold at the line, and remember inwards where there is the images and the letters, okay? Then you just fold it. Ta-da! Easy peasy, squeezy lemon. Okay, and that being done and said, now you got yourself 2 wings that are ready for our space shuttle here. So then just go ahead and take both of the wings, the ones that had the flags, which are on the top, right? And put those 2 together. You see how they match right next to each other, right? So just piece them together and go ahead and take your space shuttle. Now you'll notice that your space shuttle actually opens with 3 little tiny openings, right? There's one over here, one over there, and one straight at the top. And that's so that it could fit our wing, right? You see there's 1 on the top and 2 on the sides, right? So if you just leave it open, just like that, and then just keep these wings together. Remember, the flag is on the top. Then just go ahead and fit that right in there, and it should hold it nice and well. Okay? Now, there you go. Take a look at that space shuttle. Pretty cool. And you know what we could do? You could launch it. Ready? Here it is. Go! go! Whoa, that flew by really fast. Whoa, where did, I thought I threw it. Anyway, so in case your wings are starting to kind of fall off or fall away from each other, then go ahead and maybe use some glue at home. If you guys have some glue at home, any type of glue, and just go ahead and put a little bit, you don't want too much glue onto there. And come on, glue, work with me here. Mr. Glue, come out, please. That's good. So go ahead and use any sort of glue that you guys have at home. And remember, flags on top, right? And piece them together. That way they stick together. And do the same thing, right? Open it up with one in the middle. For sure, one in the middle, right? And go ahead and take the wings. Remember, flags on top. Flags on top. You can see that we got ourselves a little tiny flags right on the very top. And if you want to, you could even glue it to the shuttle itself. Just put a little bit of glue inside of there, and you know, it'll stick onto the wings and you'll be good. And there you go. You got yourself your awesome space shuttle, just like the real space shuttle. All right. So I hope you guys had a lot of fun making this one. They can't see me, right? Okay, I think so. You can see me. You can clearly see me. But anyway, so as the space shuttle goes into outer space, then what's in outer space? Is there a bunch of monkeys? You see a whole bunch of bananas? No. What we do see is our solar system.
What is the solar system?
Great question. So our solar system consists of a whole bunch of things. Of course, our sun, which is a star, and a whole bunch of other stuff like planets, moons, rocks, comets, and a bunch of other stuff, all orbiting, meaning going around the sun. Okay, and that is our solar system. Now, when you really look at our solar system, there are planets close to the sun, and then there are planets far away from the sun. And right in between these planets, there's a huge belt. You know, they decided to wear a belt. Well, that's actually not really a belt. It's just a whole bunch of rocks in between these two types of planets, okay? And that belt is called the asteroid belt. It's just a whole bunch of rocks. We call those asteroids, a whole bunch of those going around and kind of splitting these two groups of planets. So on the inside, we call them inner planets. There are planets closest to the sun. We have Mercury, and then there is Venus, and then there is our planet Earth. That's where we live. And right after that is Mars. But then in between, we got those asteroids. That's why we call it the asteroid belt. And again, all of these planets are the inner planets. But outside of that, on the other side, we got what we call gas giants. Okay, so starting off with Jupiter, then Saturn, then Uranus, and then finally we got Neptune. Okay, and these outer planets, they're actually what we call gas giants.
What's a gas giant?
You know what's a gas giant? Micromana is a gas. Oh, just kidding, guys. No, she's not a gas giant. A gas giant is just a planet that has a whole bunch of gas and liquids. And guess what? They're huge. That's why we call them gas giants, right? So these four planets on the outside of the asteroid belt are gas giants.
What about Pluto?
Pluto, you see, Pluto, he didn't come into work too many times. He kept on falling asleep and just drifting off, and no, that's not really what happened. Pluto is too small. Pluto's actually smaller than our moon. Yeah, Pluto's really a tiny planet, so we kind of didn't really consider him too much anymore as a planet. I mean, considering the gas giants are huge, and then there's little tiny brother Pluto. Okay.
So yeah, he's not really now considered as one of the planets, okay? But in any case, now that we understand about our solar systems, right, we got our 4 inner planets. We have from Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, right, the inner planets, the asteroid belt right in the middle, and then the outer planets we start from Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, right? Those are the gas giants full of a whole bunch of gases, right? And liquids. So now that we understand this, you know what we're gonna do? We are gonna make ourselves our very own solar system. Here we go. So to make our solar system, these are the very things that we will be needing. We need the piece of paper that has the words of the planets. We need the stickers of all of the planets as well. We also need the string that came from inside of the bag, and we will also need the this tape. All right, and take your pair of scissors to cut up the tape in just a second. And finally, we will also need the boba straws, the 2 boba straws to piece this together, okay? So go ahead and grab those boba straws and just be careful on the tips. They're a little bit pointy. Be careful on those, but we want to stick these 2 together. Just take the bottom or the pointy one and put it on the bottom on one side, and the pointy one put it on the top on the other, and just push it together and push it until it's snug so it doesn't fall off. Okay, it's pretty good. And after you do that, go ahead and grab yourself the piece of paper that has all the titles of the different planets of our solar system, and all you want to do is just cut straight down this line right in the middle here. Not that line off to the edge here. Okay, just the one right in the middle. So grab your pair of scissors, and with these pair of scissors, just go all the way to the top. There we go. And once you do that, you've got yourself 2 strips of all the planets. And there's still that little black line on one of these strips. So remember, don't cut that one. We definitely need this one. Okay, so what you want to do next is you want to put these 2 together, okay, and put the one that has no line on top of the other paper right up to where that black line is. You see how I did that? Okay, so once it's there, then we want to tape this together with our piece of tape. Now, we want to get a very small amount of tape, okay, not a lot. Okay, so we just want basically about a finger length. So if you just take your finger, just about that much, that's all we need. We don't need anything more than that. So just about that much is all we need to tape this together. And go ahead and peel that off, right? And we want to tape our 2 pieces of paper together. Okay, there we go. Tape is ready. And when you're taping these 2 pieces of paper together, remember, try your best to keep these 2 pieces of paper aligning right at the black line. You see that? And also, we want it to be nice and straight. Not like this, not too much like this. So as straight as possible. Okay, once it's there, then we want to tape the back, not the front. And just go ahead and put the tape right on top, just like that. See? And it's together. Ta-ta. And once it's together, then we want to take our boba straws that we pieced together and put it right on the back of that piece of paper. Remember, not on the side that has the letters, on the back of it. And just align that together, and it should go right all the way across. And once you do that, then we want to use the rest of the tape to tape both sides. We're going to put tape on this side, and we're going to put tape on the other side. And so with the remaining amount of tape, just go ahead and cut that right as in the middle as you can. And peel off that tape. Once you peel it off, then we're going to put it right onto our solar system paper along with our boba straw. So there it is. And try your best to have the tape go as in the middle as possible, and so that it will touch both ends of the paper. Okay, so there it is, and we reached it on that side, and here's the other side of the tape, and we reached it on the other side. Now it's holding on nice and well. Now if you have some tape coming off of the edges, I think it would be better not to fold it over, but instead just to cut off the edges with your scissor. Okay, try not to cut the actual white paper, but instead just the tape. So just go ahead and cut the tape right off, done. See, now it's not coming out of the edge. And then we want to do the same thing on the other side, right? So go ahead and grab your last piece of tape and peel that off. There we go. And once it's peeled off, then we want to go ahead and do the same thing, right? Just line it, right, as best as you can. Make sure that the tape goes all the way from one side of the paper, right? Taping it on one side. There we go. All the way to the other side. Right? And that is good. And remember, whatever else is extra off of the edge, just go ahead and cut that off. Yep. It'll be better to cut it off instead of to fold it over. So now I've got myself my solar system, right? With the straws taped on to the back just like this. So now what you want to do is you want to take your stickers and put it on to your solar system here, okay? So on the innermost part is the sun that everything revolves around or orbits around. So from the left over here, you could see that it says the word sun. So guess what? We're gonna put the sticker of the sun right on top of that. So go ahead and find your sticker. Peel that off and put it right over where it says the sun. So there's our sun. And then the next planet is, if you don't remember, it says it right there, it says Mercury. So go ahead and grab your Mercury sticker. Put it right on top of that one. Then next is Venus. So look for the one that says Venus on your stickers. Put that right there. There's Venus. Then we got the planet Earth. That's where I live. Where do you live? Yeah, we all live on planet Earth. And after that is Mars. So remember, these are the 4 inner planets. Inner planets meaning on the inside of the asteroid belt. That's why if you see right after Mars, there are the rocks, the asteroids, okay, right in between. And then after that, we got the 4 gas giants and the little tiny brother at the edge called Pluto. Okay, so next is Jupiter. Grab your Jupiter sticker. There's Jupiter. And the next is Saturn, as we could see. And somebody loved Saturn because they put a ring on it. After that, it's Uranus. And we're gonna put that one right on top of there. And Neptune. And Neptune's the final of the gas giants. And those are all of the 8 planets. And then, you know, a distant cousin, super tiny cousin, the dwarf planet, as we call it, because it's so small. Remember, it's even smaller than our moon. Whoa, right? We have Pluto far, far, far away. And now we've got all of our planets in our solar system. That's what this is called, okay? So one last step to do is grab your string. And in the boba straw, we're gonna stick this string so that we can hang it wherever you want. Okay, so go ahead and take your string and you could start putting it through any side, okay? And here, let me take the rest of this so it doesn't really dangle. All right, and just go ahead and take that and put it right through the boba straw. And just keep on letting it go all the way inside. Just like that, all the way to the other side. And as you can see, it came out the other side. Yeah, it's supposed to face up. But in any case, as you can see, we got ourselves our solar system that is on top of this. And you just want to go ahead and tie these together. So if you need some help tying, just go ahead and ask mom or dad to help you to tie your strings together. And I think I need to call my mom and dad because I'm having a hard time tying this too. But I actually think I got it. There we go. So now that they're tied together, then you can put this somewhere in your room, maybe somewhere in the living room. I'm gonna put it here. Just kidding. But in any case, we have here our solar system, right? With all of the planets here So here we have our solar system with all of the planets starting from the sun, right, to the 4 inner planets, right, from Mercury to Venus to Earth and Mars, and then the asteroid belt right in the middle, right, and then finally the 4 gas giants that we have here, right, from Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and the little dwarf planet. We call it dwarf planet because they're very small. Dwarf planet Pluto here. And there is your solar system. Pretty cool, guys, right? So if you're ever wondering what is the order of our solar system in terms of the planet, well, you got yourself your solar system right here. So in any case, guys, that is it for all of the experiments for today. And thank you so much for joining us. And I'll see you all in outer space. Ground control to Major Tom. Ground control to Major Tom. Just want to give a big thank you to our guest scientist for today. Thank you, you did such a great job. And if you guys want to be a guest scientist, just shoot us an email and we'll see what we can do about getting you on the show with Mega Manoa. Ooh. Yeah, so just shoot us an email and then we'll see you soon.